Question 19. Okay. A scientist climbs Mount Everest. He carries a packet of crisps with him to the top of the mountain. At the top of the mountain, the crisp packet's expanded. Explain why. Now, there are 4 marks for this. The first step is noticing that it's to do with pressure. Okay, and this one also gives you, the second part looks as if it's to do with pressure as well. You're pumping up a bike tyre. So pressure is the thing that you should be talking about. Now, as you go high up, what happens in terms of pressure? Well, atmospheric pressure decreases as you go up higher. And the reason is because there's less air above you. Now, that second point was in the mark scheme, but it's very, very difficult to get. I wouldn't necessarily have got it myself. I'd probably get 3 marks for this question. But this is the things you should be writing. It's talking about pressure, why the pressure changes, and what effect that has on the bag. So, at the top of the mountain, okay, air pressure is reduced because less air above pushing down. Okay, I'm just writing this as kind of just words. You should probably put this in slightly better grammar. Top of Everest, air pressure is reduced because there's less air above pushing down. That means, well, what does that mean for the crisp packet? The crisp packet still has inside it air from at the bottom of the mountain. Outside is low pressure air from up the mountain. There's more pressure inside than there is outside, and that difference means that it's going to push the bag out. So that's what we need to say. So there is more pressure inside the bag than outside, so this pushes the bag out and it expands. Okay, again, you could probably word that a little bit better, but that's what's happening. The air pressure reduces, the air pressure inside the bag is therefore bigger than the outside, and that pushes the bag out. Okay, student uses a bicycle pump to inflate a tyre. Temperature of the gas increases as the tyre is inflated. Explain why. Well, what you're doing when you pump up a tyre is you are pushing on the bike pump. If you're pushing on something, you are doing work. Okay, pushing on something and making it move is doing work, and doing work is transferring energy. And what you're doing is you're transferring energy from you, from your chemical store and your muscles and things. You are then transferring that to the air in the tyre, and that's what makes it get hot. Okay, looking in the specification, it mentions something about that in P1 point something. Explain how doing work on a gas can increase its temperature. Examples such as a bicycle pump. Okay, so we have to say something about we do work on the tyre, so we'll do work on the pump. Inflate the tyre. Okay, and what does this do? This transfers energy to the gas. Okay, and what does it do to the particles? Well, it makes the particles gain energy, they gain kinetic energy, and we see that increase in kinetic energy of the particles, the molecules, as a rise in temperature. So the particles gain kinetic energy. Okay, they move about more quickly, which we experience as a rise in temperature. Okay, our experience of temperature is just what we see as the increase in kinetic energy of particles. We can't see the individual particles, we can't feel the individual particles, but as they gain kinetic energy, we experience that as a rise in temperature.